G'day guys, welcome to today's video. We're back in my garage today with the Clio. I had a few questions in other videos, so I just wanted to show you everything I've done to the car. Now this car hasn't been modified a lot. It just got a few subtle changes that I think just improve it from the factory and just fixed a few things that I really didn't like about the factory Clio. So it still looks kind of stock, but to the expert eyes I would say you can still see that, you know, it's a bit lower, but especially it doesn't sound stock as well. It doesn't have a lot of modifications, so I guess it's gonna be a fairly quick video, but I just wanted to show you my setup, which I think it's perfect for the road. The first thing that I've done is these wheels. So you might see they look kind of stock. Actually, this is the same design as stock, but so these are the wheels that are fit to the Renault Clio Cup cars in the UK, and basically they replicate and keep the same design as the original wheel, but they're just wider. So the stock wheels are 17 by 7 and this one are 17 by 8. They allow you to fit wider tires. So in this case I have Michelin Sport 4s in 225, and you can also go 235 easily on 8 wheels. So they are 17 still, so I think this is probably the best fitment for this car. They are a little bit lighter than 18, but still big enough to look good and also have a decent shoulder. So these ones have been imported from the UK, have been restored and repainted in this, this is a Porsche color actually. There's a little bit of gold and silver, I'm not sure if you can see, depends from the light. But yeah, it's a bit goldish as well, and I think it really fits the color of this car. So after this I become I always thought I wanted black wheels on this car, but these have made me change mine. So I really feel like the silver fits this bright blue perfectly. So if I end up buying another car similar to this one, I'll definitely go with the silver wheels. It just makes it stand out, and I think, yeah, black wheels sort of, I thought it would complete, you know, the look that you have with the black front and the black mirrors, but I really like the contrast those silver wheels make. Apparently they're also magnesium alloy. They're not particularly light because I think they're about 10 to 11 kilos. So not the lightest wheels, but they're definitely strong. So Speedline wheels are used in rallies and other competitions, so they're definitely strong, definitely a good truck wheels, and that's why they're using the Clio Cup cars. Most likely the best road tire you can get. Now you can get Motorsport 5s, obviously they're a little bit better, but this is the right amount of grip I think for the road before getting, you know, to stupid speeds, and it provides excellent feedback. When you lose grip it's very gradual. So I would definitely recommend those tires. I mean, whenever I go for road tires, I just put Pilot Sports really. Whether it's the 4S or the 5s now, these are great. The Rainbow brakes obviously are stock in this car, and even in the back we still have the stock calipers painted in red. Even this is a stock option. So this is what it comes with from the factory, and you can see the stud is in the nut. It's a pain to put the wheels back on when you take out the wheels, because you need to keep them in place and then put one of those in, put it in. Yeah, it's such a painful thing, and you know, I guess it's a French car type of thing, but yeah, it's very annoying. So this car actually has got extended studs, and that means if you put spacers or wider wheels, you can still put them, because with those things and you put wider wheels, you're not going to be able to fit them because there's not enough thread. But with this tire conversion kit you can actually fit the wheels that you want, so it goes a little bit outside, and yeah, it just makes it feel like a normal car. It makes it much easier to swap wheels out. I guess this is a feature of French cars. Anyway, this is my first car that didn't have studs, and this is the second mod. Let's call it a mod because I think realistically, yeah, it makes your life so much easier. Inexpensive but so effective. Now the next mod is Coilovers. So we can't see them at the moment, but I have KW's version 1. So I love these Coilovers because they come already set up from factory. You can adjust the ride height, but you can't really adjust the damping and things like that. And so that means the settings are optimized for this car, and you don't need to really struggle and try to manage the settings. Obviously, if you want a hardcore type of setup for truck, you might want to get something more adjustable. But if you're doing even, you know, track days or things like that, and a perfect balance if you want a perfect balance with the car handling, I think this is a great choice. It also saves you money as well. The other subtle mod that I have, it's inside. So it's a seat lowering kit, which is really needed for this type of car. So this, I think the main problem of those hot hatches is the sitting position is not really great. You're a little bit on a bus, and it was the same even for the GR Yaris. But you can see with this one, you can actually adjust it, and you can preserve still the movement of the seat. So you can still move it back and forward. You can still open it for access to the back. And you can also adjust the ride height. So there's 3 setups, and at the moment is -5, so 5 centimeters lower than the other one. We can see if I go from here that it's definitely lower than the other one, and honestly it transforms the car because the sitting position is great. It feels like a proper sports car now. I wouldn't say, you know, like as low as a GT86, but you can see I'm definitely lower here. And my legs are not fully stretched, but definitely a sporty position there. This car was really missing, so I tried the one that was stock, and I thought, oh, it feels like a little van rather than a hot hatch. But this one really transforms the car. Obviously, you need to be a bit high so you can go up and see. But for me, it's perfect. So the front wheel, the steering wheel is actually below my eyes, and I got plenty of rooms on the top. And it's just a great modification, honestly. This is a Wheeler Motorsport kit, so I definitely recommend this one because it's adjustable. So depending obviously on your height, you might be able to adjust it a bit more or a bit less depending on your height. You can see how lower the left seat is, so I think it looks quite cool from here as well. So this is definitely a worthy mod that you can barely notice by transform the car. Now the other mod that I wanted to show you, it's under the bonnet. So it's an ITG Maxogen intake. So it's got a very complicated name, but it's basically a fairly standard kit with a cone filter hidden into a sort of tank. But because this engine bay is quite small and compact, so it's a bit hidden behind. So you can see. Now the size of this filter is actually quite big, so I think that's why it works very well. So this is metal. Again, ITG, a very well-known brand for intakes. And this is actually a true cold air intake. So this one goes actually below here and go and gets fresh air from here. And yeah, it just sounds amazing. So I think you heard in other clips how the car sounds, but I'm going to show you in a second. Now the only problem is that you need to cut the battery cover to mount this one because this is quite big, and so you know this is kind of a clean cut, I think, but that's basically what has to be done. Now I'm not sure you can do it without cutting it, but for this particular car it had to be done. So let me know if you know otherwise. Now there's a little bit of a flat spot which is typical for this car below 3000 RPM, but it's not too bad with this car. And that leads us to the next mod, which is the Scorpion resonator exhaust. Now even this one can't really show you, maybe I can show you the back. So it's really stealthy, but it sounds amazing. So I'm just gonna turn on the car and you can hear the cold start. It's actually quiet once the cold start is gone. So you can still hear my voice. It's fairly loud at cold start, but once the cold start is gone, it's actually quiet. And unless you step on the throttle, it remains silent, and there's no drone inside the cabin, which is great. It's really just the catback. All the headers and the cat are still stock. It's not as tinny as a Honda engine, it's not as growly as say an F820 from 86, it's just perfect. Just two little mods to unlock a little bit of extra sound, an intake and an exhaust, and it's perfect. Let me know if there's anything else you would do, and I'll see you in the next video.